Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, February 17th. Are you pumped, Steph? I'm here with my friends Stephanie and Brandon. Ready to go, huh?
I'm so excited for the first story. Yeah.
Well, let's jump right in then.
Let's go.
Paris Hilton, Stephanie's favorite, is celebrating her 40th birthday with some big news.
Yes,
Check
she
this
is.
out. She's engaged to entrepreneur Carter Rem, who she calls her soulmate. He proposed over the weekend while they were vacationing on a private island, of course. The two have been dating for more than a year. And on her website, Paris also posted the story of her ring, which is named Paris, of course, and designed by the great-great-grandson of Louis-Francois Cartier of the Cartier diamonds.
Snazzy.
So why are you so excited for Paris?
She's like, I don't mind spending some time just hanging here with you.
Is that her song?
That Taylor Swift?
Is that
Paris Hilton, Stars Are Blind. Are you guys...
Paris Hilton? That's
You bought her CD?
I literally played that song the other day. It was in a movie, that Femme Fatale that you were slagging off the other week, and yeah, she was in that too, and I love it. One of my favourite songs. Anyway.
Could you name another song? Just curiosity.
I don't think she has any other songs that were bad.
She's a great DJ.
What was good?
No, she's a really good DJ, but no. Nothing in This World is another one of her songs.
But you're a fan. You're happy for her.
No, I'm really pleased. You know, she's had a lot of ups and downs with romantically, personally in her life. So the girl deserves some happiness. And like you said, she is a DJ. She's used to traveling the world performing. And she said that during the course of COVID, she's had to stay at home. And it's the longest and most intense time she spent with her partner. And they both really got to know each other on another level. And they feel like the time is right for them now. So, I mean, congratulations to them. I wish them all the love and the happiness, and the stars are blind in the world.
There you go.
And that's why I like the story, because during this COVID thing, this pandemic, all people were talking about was how couples were breaking up because they couldn't stand being around each other. But to like she said, it's like she was so used to running around and being gone all the time that it really made her reflect on what's important. And that's hit me as well. What's important in life? It's this COVID thing. I understand what it's doing to some relationship, but it's really opened up a lot of people's eyes. So
Wait, but Brandon, not just about COVID and opening up eyes. Jeff had to open his eyes for Paris Hilton. Tell the gossip.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not forgetting that
I won't get
story.
into details. We're going on, but long story short, I was backpacking through Europe. This sounds like already a made-up story.
Yeah.
I split up with my buddy and met another buddy in Saint-Tropez, right?
Okay.
And he was well off. I didn't belong there. And we stayed at this place called Hotel Bibelos. And I went there, and when I walked in the door, now I'm not even joking. This sounds like a made-up story.
I'm so
It was
excited.
Sean William Scott, because American Pie just came out. I was at a table with Vin Diesel, and I knew him from Boiler Room. Crazy. Paris Hilton was there. I don't even know if I knew who Paris Hilton was. And
Tara Reid.
And Tara Reid. And I knew who Tara Reid was. Paris Hilton lost her engagement ring, ironically enough, with this Tommy Hilfiger model named Jason, I think it was.
Yeah,
and I was helping this guy look for a ring. I didn't even know who he was. I was like, what's wrong? He's like, I lost my fiance's engagement ring. And it ended up being Paris Hilton. I don't think they found the ring because I met up with them later on at the beach the next day. And I was like, man, what a crazy night. And it was just a crazy story. Wow. Just a crazy
maybe
story.
she lost it because it wasn't meant to be, because she was meant to wait another decade until she found her now love.
Oh,
Wow.
so she can wait a decade for a more expensive ring.
Our producer Arash goes, we can move on. He didn't like my
I
Paris
thought it was a great story.
Cool.
True Hollywood
We
story.
did drag a little on Paris Hilton, but let's move on.
Right.
Taylor Swift could be adding to her massive Grammy collection when her re-recorded album comes out. As we told you last week, Taylor has re-recorded her 2008 album Fearless and a new version of her hit song Love Story. Now it looks like both the new album and song are eligible for Grammy contention, okay? So according to the Recording Academy, new performances and albums are eligible if they were recorded within the last 5 years of the original. This has happened before in 1990. After the success of the movie Pretty Woman, Roy Orbison won a Grammy for the re-recording of his 1964 song, and Elton John won a Grammy when he recorded Candle in the Wind in 1997. Do you guys ever, this is such a sidebar, but we have an Adam Sandler story coming up. Remember in Waterboy?
Yeah,
Roy
the tattoo of Roy Orbison on his butt cheek.
So when I think of Roy Orbison,
I thought that when you said that,
yeah,
too,
that's why I started laughing a little bit.
Sorry.
Anyways, what do you think about Taylor being up? Listen, she has 41 Grammy nominations.
Wow.
Is that insane?
Wow.
And now she might be up for some more. Do you think it's fair that her songs that already were up for Grammy contention, that she's re-recording them, are up for Grammy contention again?
Well, I think a lot of it is obviously down to her fans really rooting and supporting her after what happened with Scooter Braun, and the reason that's led to this new album release, old album release.
Yeah.
Re-release.
But you know what? I feel ashamed to say this, but I didn't know that about Pretty Woman or Elton John that with Candle in the Wind, that they re-recorded them and they were up for it. So if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for Taylor. I don't think she would have put herself forward for this, though. I think this is down to the fans trying to support her and show their love and after what's happened.
Well, Elton re-recorded. Thank you, Arash. But he recorded the words for Your Love.
Candle
Princess
in the
Diana.
Wind. Yeah.
So he changed the words around. These are the same words, I'm assuming, for Taylor Swift.
I mean, yeah, it's the same words, but, I'm sure like some of the music will have been improved slightly because, the album was released a long time ago and it's her slightly modernized
I don't know.
version
I'm not
of it.
down for this. I'm going to be honest with you. The movie Hamilton is up for like Oscars because now they put it back out on Disney Plus. Listen, it already won, it already got, its praise. I don't think if you re-record something or reprint it in a different way, it should be up for another award, do you?
I just think that this is a special case because you've only named two that it's really happened before.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So it's not like it's going to be something that's going to happen year after year. So in this special case, then I think we should let it happen because remember, she's trying to take down the misogyny in the music industry. So
a good note is that Scooter Braun does not own those anymore. He passed those on. So just a good little note there. Speaking of Adam Sandler, Adam Sandler's classic Happy Gilmore turned 25 this week. Wow. The movie is about a failed hockey player, if you haven't seen it, who becomes an unlikely golf pro. To mark the milestone, Adam posted a video of his famous running drive. Take a look.
Shooter McGavin, this is for you. And I'm not lying to you, that is smashed. Smashed. Pretty well. You're dead, Shooter.
Have you ever tried that? Even like at Top
No,
Golf?
I can't.
That's hard to do.
I can't.
That's
do it
hard
at
to
all.
do, right?
At
Have
all.
you ever tried that? It's really hard to do to get a running start and hit a golf ball like that. But you guys don't want to talk about that.
No.
This is a guilty pleasure movie per se.
Yeah.
I think it's a classic. But you guys have a classic guilty pleasure movie that you like, Brandon?
The man brilliantly turned down The Matrix to do Wild Wild West. Will Smith.
really?
Yeah, when it comes on the network all the time. They don't pay me, so I'm not shouting out that network. But it's hilarious. But everyone's like, that's the dumbest movie I've ever
I
seen.
didn't know that.
I love
what a
that movie.
travesty. Are you serious? You turned down Matrix for
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Sometimes you got to go to the bigger show.
How about you, Steph?
dear.
How about a guilty pleasure for
Okay,
you?
I love loads of really old weird stuff, so I was trying to be something that people might actually know.
Okay.
And I went with Sleeping with the Enemy, Julia Roberts.
I think that's a classic, though. Is that a guilty
really
pleasure?
it's actually a bad, like the storyline is great, but I don't know, it just didn't work.
You can't
All right.
Netflix
But
and chill to that.
Oh, you can.
We have different definitions of guilty pleasure.
Okay.
Mine's A Walk to Remember with Mandy Moore. Did you ever see that?
No, I've
Man,
never-
dude, it's such a good movie.
I only know it from Entourage.
Oh, gosh, listen. Well, it's old. It's a classic love tale.
Okay.
I'll cry. Listen, you'll cry.
I don't want to cry.
I silenced the room. Nobody cares. Watch A Walk to Remember. It's such a great film. Coming up on DBL, our favorite nighttime soap stars. Where are they now? The First Lady of Knots Landing, Michelle Lee, takes us back to the cul-de-sac. And Ashley Judd's very close brush with death. Stephanie fills us in on the details next in What Up Wednesday. Yeah, girl.
Welcome back to DBL. I'm Stephanie Jones, here to tell you lot what's up in the world of Hollywood gossip, like Ashley Judd's scary close call. Hear how the actress dodged death. And do you recognise this famous family home? We're telling you just how much it sold for. Get ready for What Up Wednesday. But first, we're heading to Montecito, California, where Harry and Meghan now call home, following their big breakup with the royal family. Now, if you thought tensions were finally simmering, think again, because it looks like Harry and Meghan's recent announcement that they're sitting down for a tell-all interview with Oprah Winfrey was a one step too far for dear old grandmom, and as a result, the Queen has asked Harry and Meghan to give up their remaining titles. Now here's what's up. You might be thinking, but I thought Harry and Meghan already stepped down from being royals. Well, yeah, you're right. But both of them got to keep some royal titles too. So it's kind of like going through a breakup, but then keeping your ex's sweatshirt, which means Harry could lose his honorary military titles, and sources say he's not ready to back down without a fight. So could this be Megxit round 2? Our next stop on the world map is Pennsylvania. That's where Kate Gosselin just sold a little piece of TV history. Her long-time family home to the hit reality show John and Kate Plus 8. Well, it just sold for $1.1 million after she lived there for 14 years. The 6-bedroom home sits on 23 sprawling acres. It's got a 3-car garage and massive patio deck and salt water pool. But here's what's up. The move is raising a lot of eyebrows. Many wonder if it's because of Kate's money woes stemming from court battles with her ex John, or maybe it's just time to downsize since the 2 oldest kids are now in college and the sextuplets, they're teens now. I know, I feel ancient too. DBL Nation, what do you make of Kate Plus 8's big move? And finally, we're heading to the Congo in Africa. Ashley Judd is recovering after a near-death experience there. So the actress is giving fans an up-close look at her harrowing journey after she shattered her leg while on a rainforest excursion. Because she was so deep in the wilderness, it took Ashley 55 hours before getting to a hospital. She says during that time, she was holding her broken bones together with her hands as she was being carried via a hammock. I mean, talk about terrifying. Ashley sang the praises of her tour guide team for getting her to safety. She claimed that she would have died without their help. Here's what's up. There's not much to say apart from she's one resilient and tough woman, and we wish her a very speedy recovery. That's it for this week's What Up Wednesday. Daily Blast Live will be back right after this.
Welcome back to DBL. Joan Rivers called her the queen of the cul-de-sac. And earlier, we caught up with Michelle Lee, who played Karen on Knots Landing. We're turning back time in our series, Nighttime Soap Stars, Where Are They Now?
Welcome home. Like old times, isn't it?
Yes! Michelle Lee, there you are. Welcome to DBL. We just watched a clip from Knots Landing featuring you with your co-star Donna Mills and Joan Van Ark. By the way, Joan's going to be here on Thursday.
Really?
When was the last time you caught up with them, and do you have any little messages for Joan?
I talked to them 2 days ago.
Wow.
On a Zoom, the three of us. I looked better than the two of them.
That's all that matters. What did you...
One of the reasons...
Yeah, what did you guys talk about on the Zoom? We're all curious.
My sex life.
Yes.
Wow. Tell me, do you have any tips for me?
Forget our boring questions.
Hold it. Hold it.
Let's get into it.
I'm taking notes.
The director told me not to lean out of the frame. So, you didn't laugh when I said my sex life. That was supposed to be
No, we wouldn't know. No, we're going to take notes from you, Michelle.
Okay, I got so many of them. Okay, now I'll be... Oh, I see there's a lag. We're getting a lag.
Oh, yeah, we have a delay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, well, I'm going to start. First of all, great frames. I love those. I got LASIK eye surgery, and then glasses became super cool, so I'm very jealous. Very cool frames. And I just want to tell you, you play a special part of my life because when I was growing up, and I'd be, you know, this back when like there was only like 1 or 2 TVs in the house, my Aunt Marilyn would watch Knots Landing, and I would watch the beginning, and that was like when I was like, people have pools in their backyard. Like that was like, for me, that was a big deal. I didn't even know people lived like that. So like that was like you will always play a big role in my life. And like obviously you're the queen of the cul-de-sac. We saw Desperate Housewives, and that was basically a cul-de-sac based dramedy, however you want to look at it. What do you think about the comparisons between Desperate Housewives and the Real Housewives? Because I think you were the forerunner to that.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, we were so much better.
Yes, yes.
I love her.
No, I actually, Mark Sherry, who produced it, wrote it, and everything else, is a friend of mine. And of course, we were the forerunner for that show, both on cul-de-sacs also. They had wonderful actors as we did. Most of our actors were stage actors to start with. My whole background really started on the stage, on the Broadway stage, musical, believe it or not. And everybody who became fans of Knots Landing had no idea that I had a whole career before singing in musical theater. So enough of that. Go on.
I knew that,
I
Michelle.
look so great.
Michelle, I knew your musical theater background. Yes, not only can you sing, can you dance, but let me tell you, many people would call you the triple threat that definitely carved a lane for a lot of actresses that not only got their start on Broadway, but were able then to cross over to television. So a pioneer.
Oh, thank you so much for that, little lady. I love being a pioneer.
I thought that was going to
Thank you so much.
I thought that was going to translate into the bedroom somehow. I don't know where that was going. I didn't know where that was going, Michelle. But I got a question for you
head out of the gutter.
about acting.
That's
it's always in the gutter. It's always in the gutter, Michelle. So I hope I'm not bringing up anything bad, but your ex-husband, you guys got a divorce around the same time. Your character, Karen, was about to become a single mom. Did you use that, like some of the emotions that you were going through while you were acting?
How did you get that picture? Oh my God, I don't even have that picture. Somebody save it for me.
We'll
really.
send it to you.
No, yeah, it was odd because on Knots Landing, very often our storylines would mimic what was happening in our own lives somehow, okay? Sometimes it was on purpose, by the way, because we had such an extraordinary experience with everyone behind the camera and all the actors that stayed very close friends. But anyway, the executive producer, creator, David Jacobs, would always take ideas from us. It was always open-minded to everything that was going on. And basically what he said was, bring me things. And we did. With my husband, who I called my former. He's deceased now. I called him my former because I don't believe in Xing people out of your life. And so, oh my God, look at me.
We're going to get you that
No.
photo. Michelle,
He's a cutie.
before we go, I think it's really important that, you really did talk about, the time when your character dealt with prescription drugs. That's very relevant today. What was that like back then, shining a spotlight on something that has affected so many people?
Because my character was seen as the Rock of Gibraltar. She's the one that solved everybody's problems and her own. I was very skeptical at first because I thought, how could she be addicted to whatever they wanted me to be addicted to? But then I totally went the other way around, because at that time, Betty Ford had come out and said, or her husband, the president, allowed her to say she was addicted, she had cancer. It was all out in the open. And I thought, if the First Lady could have an addiction problem, then Karen can too. Bye.
We love you. We really
Still
do.
got the stuff.
You keep us on our toes. Michelle Lee, thank you so much for joining us. Please keep us updated on any future projects that we can look forward to. And thank you again for coming on DBL.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
Welcome back to DBL in honor of Paris Hilton getting engaged today. Steph, will you take us out with a Paris Hilton classic?
Even though the stars are crazy, even though the love is blind, if you show me real love, baby,
Give her a
I'll
grand
show
scene
you
tomorrow,
mine.
guys.